Today we're making a macrame keychain. You will need a key fob and 4 80cm 3mm macrame cords. You may also find it useful to have a cork board with a couple of pins. So we're going to start by attaching the cord to the key ring using a lark's head knot. We're going to add each piece of cord in the same way. This will give us a total of 8 pieces of macrame cord to work with. The pattern of this keychain uses square knots, and I would recommend watching my square knot video separately, as this breaks down how to do a square knot into much simpler stages and a clearer to see video. Once you've attached the strands of macrame cord to the ring, you might find it useful to use the cork board and some pins to hold it in place to make it easier to work. We're now going to do a repeating pattern of square knots, starting with the left 4 cords. Fold the left cord across as shown, put the right cord over the top of the left cord as shown, and then take the right cord around the back and pull it through, and then pull tight. And then to complete the square knot, this process is done in the opposite direction, folding the right cord across as shown. And this is one complete square knot. We're now going to repeat the process using the 4 right hand cords. Forming a complete square knot. Next, we're going to use the 4 middle strands to form a square knot, and this will complete our first row. We're going to repeat this a further 2 times, so in total we will have 9 square knots, a row of 2 and a single row repeated 3 times. So now we've completed our square knots, and we have 9 in total. The next part of the keyring uses half hinge knots. Take the left hand side as your guide string and tie 2 half hitch knots using each of the next 3 strands. Half hitch knots can be quite difficult to do. Make sure that you're holding the guide cord in the direction that you want the knots to travel, and make sure that you're tying the knots around the guide cord and sliding it. Pulling it tight will also make the knots neater. So for the left hand side we will be making a total of 6 half hitch knots, 2 for each strand. We'll then repeat the process for the right hand side using the far right strand as your guide string, and again tying 2 half hitch knots for each of the next 3 strands. Again making sure to pull the guide strand in the direction you want the knots to be, and making sure that they are laying straight. And then cross the 2 middle strands with the right hand one underneath, and add 2 further half hitch knots to complete the row. Then starting on the left, we'll repeat the process again, adding another row. So now we've completed our 2 rows of double half hitch knots. We can trim the excess cord, and we're going to brush this out to make a fringe. This cord has 3 strands twisted together, and if you use a comb to comb it out, you may have to untwist the strands a little bit first. Once you have all the strands combed, you can then take your scissors and trim it again in a V shape. Just give it a final comb to make sure that the ends are even. And that finishes our macrame keychain. Thanks for watching.